Hello, hello everyone. I hope you are having an excellent Labor Day today. And if you're wondering, yes, that is partially why I'm a little later than usual. I do try to get these out as soon as possible when the IDs get revealed, but I had some things to do and had other responsibilities, so had to take care of those first. But I am here now. I can finally look at these IDs. I am so excited. I have been amped for these for so long. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Yi-Sang is my favorite character. So the fact that he's getting not only is he my favorite character, but he's also getting one of my favorite abnormalities as an ID, like, could not be happier. But let's go ahead and just get right into things, because I have been just chomping at the bit to look at these IDs and kits all day. And starting off, this is a syncing ID. I have seen the discussion. Some people thought it was gonna be Tremor. I didn't really get that. I didn't really I get it, but it was just okay at best. And then the only thing I kind of maybe could have seen was, I could have imagined it being a Rupture ID. I could have definitely seen that. But no. Yi-Sang actually is getting his, I believe, his 4th syncing ID in this one. But who cares? I don't. I don't care at all. This is going right into my Wild Hunt Heathcliff team to make that team even stronger. And also, I just want to use him because I love him and he's great. So, Lobotomy, Ego, Solemn Lament, Yi-Sang. Alright, let's get right into things. 3 piercing skills, as it should be. We have a Pride, a Gloom, and a Sloth. Gloom and Sloth, been seeing a lot of play lately in the same IDs. I've been enjoying that. I think they're really good. Also, Pride is always great to have. A lot of synergies off that. 2 coins for the skill 1, 2 coins for the skill 2, and then 4 coins for that skill 3. You know I love those. And let's go ahead and get started. Oh, by the way, we're doing 2-page IDs now. You see this? 2 pages. Like, Project Moon. I don't know what they're smoking over there, but like, keep doing it. Like, keep cooking whatever spices you're like throwing in your pots now. Keep doing it. I love it. Does it make it hard and complicated? Yes, but they're also super dope. So let's just dig into things. Okay. Celebration for the Departed. Love that. At X plus value of the living and the departed, gain clash power if the sum of the target sinking in both butterfly is X or higher, gain coin power. Okay, guys, please bear with me. I know I'm not good at this. Just please. There's a lot going on. I've already read 3 unique things so far. Okay, one more time. At X plus value of the living and the departed, so whatever that value is, gain clash power. And then if the sum of the target sinking in both butterfly is something X or higher, gain coin power as well. So clash power and coin power just on the skill 1. That's really solid. Clash when inflicts sinking count. Awesome. Sinking count is pretty difficult to come across on like a lot of IDs, but great to have. And then on the first hit, consume the living and the departed, and then on hit inflict butterfly equal to the living and the departed consumed. And the second hit does the same thing. Okay, so you're hitting the enemy that has living and the departed, and instead you're taking that away and inflicting butterfly. That's how I read that. And of course, the more they have, the better you're clashing against them. And like, even if you're not making the whatever it's called, the requirement of the living the departed being at a certain value to get clash power, you could still have the sum of the sinking and the butterfly being high enough to get the coin power. So even if you're not getting both at the same time, you're probably still clashing very well. Okay, moving on. The skill 2, Solemn Lament for the living. Again, I love these names. At X plus the living and the departed, gain clash power, and then gain coin power for every X value of the sum of the target sinking and both butterfly. Okay, same as the first one. Also inflict sinking count on the clash when. After attack, gain highest resonance the living and the departed. If the said resonance was an absolute resonance, gain highest resonance times X, the living and the departed. If the said resonance was at X plus absolute resonance, reload instead. Reload. Okay. Okay, so the skill 2 is doing the same thing as the skill 1, but instead of... Let's see. Okay, let me just keep reading here. On the first hit, consume the living and the departed, inflicts butterfly. On the second hit, do the same thing. Okay. So... one gun... Or the first skill is just consuming it, inflicting that sinking count, inflicting butterfly. That's it. The second skill is also after attack. Okay, got it. Okay, hear me out. So it looks like the skill 2 applies the living and the departed. The skill 1 and the skill 2 both cash it in. So the first skill, all it does is it takes living departed and inflicts butterfly. And then the second skill, it takes the living and the departed, inflicts butterfly, but then after the attack, you also put the living and the departed on the enemy. And if it's at a certain resonance, you instead reload. That's how I'm reading that. Unless Yi-Sang himself would gain the living and the departed, but I'm not sure that makes sense. Because it sounds like a debuff, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to keep reading. Okay. Skill 3. Goodbye now, a sorrow anew. I did see, fun fact, someone on the Reddit, let me find their username, because I saw this earlier. Oh, okay, I can't pronounce that. Sayakira Afim, I think that's how you spell that, on Reddit. Notice that if you take goodbye now, a sorrow in you, and you take the first letter of each word, G, N, A, S, I, U, or I, Y, blah, and you reverse it, you get Y, I, S, A, N, G, Yi-Sang. And I just thought that was really fun. Like, I had to point that out. I never would have noticed that. But good on you for figuring that out. That's really dope. And a really cool little Easter egg. Now, skill 3. 4 coins. Gain base power for every X value of the living and the departed. Gain coin power for every X value of the sum of the target sinking and both butterfly. Inflict that sinking account. This one always reloads after the attack. Okay. And now, the first hit consumes, inflicts butterfly. Second hit consumes, inflicts butterfly. Third consumes all on self. Okay, so he does put it on himself. Okay, I was just checking. I needed to be sure. So he does put the living and the departed on himself. And then inflict butterfly equal to the living and departed consumed. Deal X% more damage for every value of the living and departed consumed by this skill. Then inflict gloom damage equal to all butterfly values on the target. All equals the sum of both the living and the departed on the target. Oh my lord. Okay. Okay. I see what it is now. So what's going on is Yi-Sang is serving as a battery, like a storage for the living and the departed. So basically what you're doing is you're stacking up living and the departed not only with your skills, but on yourself with the skill 2. And then when you have everything lined up, everything's good, and you got that 45 sanity and you're ready, you pop that skill 3, and then all that living and departed that you built up on yourself using the skill 2 gets cashed in. And the fact that it also inflicts gloom damage equal to all butterfly values, that just seems like that fourth hit is going to just hit so insanely hard. I mean, the third hit's also a nuke. Like, the third hit is the one that consumes all your own stacks and is a nuke. And then your fourth hit is an additional nuke, but in a different way. It's a gloom damage, specifically nuke. Very cool. It's almost like Sinking Deluge, if I'd have to compare it. But yeah, very, very cool. From the coffin, a butterfly takes flight. Again, love the names. It is a gloom defense skill. Combat start, reload. Combat start, gain a shield equal to the sum of both butterfly and the selected target's percents HP. Okay, that makes it a lot better. Not only do I assume, thankfully, now we're getting defense skills that scale pretty well. The shield skill, at least. Not only are you getting a huge shield based on the butterfly and the target, but also you're getting that reload. And I'm assuming reload is going to be very important to this ID, because it seems like something you really want to get. It's on your skill 3, it's on a skill 2 conditional, and then it's also on your defense skill. So, the passive. This is probably where things need to start kicking off. I see the dying butterfly. Before encounters with X of each value... Okay. Begin encounters with X of each values of a living and the departed. When consuming the living and the departed, select randomly between the living and the departed for each of the living and the departed value consumed. Okay. Got it. Kind of. When inflicting butterfly, inflict the living and the departed equal to each value of the living and the departed consumed. Examples below. If this unit consumed X living, inflict X living. If this unit consumed Y departed, inflict Y departed. Okay. Okay. I see. They're separate. So... Okay. So the living and the departed debuff is a combination of the living and the departed. That's what I'm saying with this. That's how I'm imagining it. If this unit runs out of the living and the departed midway through skill use, cancel all subsequent coins and reload. Okay. So you have to... So you can only... You know... You could only actually use your big skills if you have living and departed to consume. Okay. So you'll want to reload fairly frequently, like I was saying. Because you want to always have your living and departed up so that you can inflict, you know, the attacks. I think that's referring to the guns. I think the living is one gun and the departed is the other, which is, again, super cool. When reloading or when gaining the living and the departed, gain them based on this unit's current SP. Okay. At X or higher SP, more chance to get the departed over the living. At less X SP, more chance to gain the living over the departed. Each ammo gain calculates the above probability separately. Yeah, they are separate. Okay. So... what I'm seeing is that, yes, the living and the departed are two separate things. However, when talking about the skills, it looks like it is with the intent purpose that both of them are being used to feed the synergies or the requirements. So it's not that it consumes one singular living and the departed debuff. It's consuming, for example, one living and one departed, so it's consuming the living and the departed. Okay, it's a little bit to wrap my head around, but I think I've got it. I think that's what it is. If not, oh well, this is a pretty complicated ID, but I love it. Okay. The other passive, another passive, fire, I shall fire. After attack, if this unit killed the target with its skill, reload. Awesome. When this unit gains the living and the departed, gain haste. Awesome. Okay, cool. So not only are you able to get your debuffs out early, and you can kind of keep rolling as you keep getting the living and the departed and you're getting more haste. Also the fact that, yeah, say you can't meet the requirement, you can't get that resonance right now to reload. Just have him finish off an enemy. Boom. Reload. Got it. Easy peasy. I like that. That's really cool. Also, I saved up a metric ton of lunacy, so I will be getting this frickin' ID. I swear. Okay. The support passive, Hand of Salvation. When an ally hits with an enemy skill, consumes sinking on the target to inflict them with Butterfly. Interesting, so you can still get Butterfly going even if Yi-Sing is not actually on the team in the form of a support passive. So if you're running a sinking team without Yi-Sing, you could still put that on and it's still going to be really good. Look at that. But now we can actually see exactly what this stuff is referring to. The Living and the Departed. It's a unique ammo. That makes so much sense. It's ammo. Yes. It's consumed for certain skills. Whether the Living, which is potency, or the Departed count will be consumed is randomly selected. Some attacks cancel if this unit runs out of ammo. Okay. Awesome. Okay, that makes so much sense to me. So it looks like you're going to be building up count and potency side by side and consuming it. So yeah, sometimes you're going to get I think it said if you're on at higher SP, you're going to get count, and then lower SP you're going to get potency. And that'll keep balancing out as it goes on. And you're going to want to refresh and restock and then basically keep your potency and count up on things to make sure you have your Butterfly, which is a unique sinking. Yes, we have a unique sinking. Awesome. Very cool. The potency and the count of this effect are called the Living and the Departed, respectively. When hit, the attacker heals the Living over X SP. So you can heal your own SP by hitting targets that are debuffed with the Living, that are debuffed with the potency. That's super cool. When hit, and if the unit's SP is at less than X, take sinking potency over X gloom damage for every X value of the Departed. Deals half damage to targets without SP. And it has a built-in deluge right there. Yeah, it has built-in gloom damage that just procs if the SP is at a certain level. Probably lower level. Yeah, less than X. That's really good. So sinking, of course, the one thing you want to do is you want to stack as much sinking as possible, get your targets down to low sanity or below, if they're human targets, and then your sinking deluge kicks in and you just start doing metric tons of damage. And for this, not only are you getting that on top of the normal, but also you have your nuke skill on the skill 3. That's also going to be doing a metric ton of damage, just added on top of gloom damage. This is a gloom damage monster of an ID. By the way, turn end, gain sinking equal to the Living, and convert the Living into the Departed. Okay. No external effects can raise the amount of Butterfly inflicted. Inflict additional sinking effects, inflict additional sinking instead of additional Butterfly. That makes sense, because Butterfly is very strong. So instead of inflicting Butterfly when he would inflict more sinking, it's just normal sinking to keep it balanced. This effect expires when both the Living and the Departed reach 0. So you're ping-ponging potency and count. You're healing SP based on it. And then you're gaining sinking equal to the Living, and you're converting the Living into the Departed, which is count. Taking potency, converting it into count. Very cool. And reload. Effect applied to the Living and the Departed. Consume X minus the Living and the Departed on self over Y SP. So consumes SP. Reset both the Living and the Departed values on self to 0 and gain the max value of their sum based on the probabilities listed on the other passive, where you gain it based on your sanity. And then on reload, gain at least one of the Living and the Departed. Okay. Oof. That is a doozy of an ID. But I think I've got it. Yeah. So this is an ID where you're building up count, you're building up potency. They're inflicted separately, but you're wanting to build them both up on a target, and then you're building it up on yourself as well. And then when you're finally able to, you're going to hit that skill 3, you're going to cash it all in, and you're going to just absolutely destroy the target, and then reload. And you're going to keep doing it, and soft reset yourself over and over and over again. Kind of like Philip Sinclair, and kind of a bit like Wild Hunt Heathcliff as well. Oh my god, that was just you saying. That was just you saying. Oh my lord. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me, y'all, because, man, whew. The next one is another 3-0 for this Wilpungus knocked. Also, like, man, they're really being overt. If they weren't already being enough with Ryoshu and the Red Mist parallels, come on. The fact that she's using both of the Ego weapons, Red Eyes and Penitence, that the Red Mist uses in her boss fight in Lobotomy Corp. Oh, we're eventually getting a Red Mist ID. And I think that the Red Mist ID will probably make Project Moon the most money that Limbus Company will in its entire lifetime. 100%. It's going to be that and the Black Silence ID if they ever bring one. But, okay. Let's get into this. I can already see got a lot of skills on the screen here. All right, Lobotomy, Ego, Red Eyes, and Penitence. We have Blunt, 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 and Blunt, and a Envy, Gloom, and Lust. Interesting. And that's good for Ryoshu, feeding into her egos, especially the open and closed eyes. But let's see what they do. 2 coins on that skill 1. Both of you, shut up. Love it. At X plus Red Eyes, gain coin power. At X plus Penitence, gain Clash power. Okay, well. So, remember how we just went over like 20 minutes of Yiseng's idea of building up 2 different values on a target? Well, Penitence, Red Eyes. On hit, gain Penitence. Heads hit, gain more Penitence. Second hit, on hit, gain Red Eyes, and inflict bleed. Very nice. Stacking it up on the target, or no, stacking it up on yourself, I think. Maybe? I could be wrong. Yeah, no, you're gaining it on yourself. Yeah. The skill 2, we have SF and SH. I don't know what that means. I'll need Sinclair's help. 3 coins on the skill. If the sum of the Red Eyes and Penitence is X or higher, gain coin power. If the target has X plus bleed, gain coin power. Okay, so it's a scaling bleed ID. We haven't got one of those in ages. Damn. I can't remember the last time we got like a proper bleed ID. But let's see, that first hit. Excuse me. My throat. They're talking a lot already. On the first hit, we're gaining Penitence. On that second hit, we're gaining Red Eyes, and inflicting bleed. And on that third hit, we're gaining Red Eyes equal to the bleed on the target over X, which could be a lot. And then on a heads hit, at X plus Red Eyes, gain haste. Damn, we're gaining lots of stacks, we're gaining haste, we're putting bleed on the target, and the more we have, the more our coin power and clash power is scaling. Very awesome. Now, the skill 3... We'll see why there's 2 of them. If Red Eyes and Penitence are both at X% or X plus, blah, activate Serious Skullbuster instead. If this unit's speed is faster than the target's, gain coin power. So, if you use the skill 3 and you don't have enough, you get Skullbuster. If you use it and you have enough, you get Serious Skullbuster. Alright. On use, at max SP, gain Clash power and coin power. Oh, that's really good. Oh, damn, that's really good, because that's not hard to do. So not only are you gaining coin power off of just existing and being faster than your target, because you have haste, but you're also gaining coin power and clash power at 45 SP. And after the attack, lose SP. I mean, there's your trade-off. But, like, that's so worth it. Especially since, on the first hit, we're getting Red Eyes, Penitence, and inflicting bleed. On the second hit, on a heads hit, we're gaining more Penitence. And then on the third hit, heal self and one ally with the lowest HP percentage by penitence over X% of each unit's max HP? And then heal self and one ally with the least SP by penitence minus X SP. Her skill tree has a built-in heal for both HP and SP. A support bleed ID? This is so cool. I love it. I have no idea. We've never had something like this before, as far as I'm aware. Like built-in support for HP and SP. It's very cool. I mean, some IDs do like have that, but like, I mean, just the fact that it's on this, I assume it's going to be really, really strong. Especially because it's scaling off max HP as well. That'll be really good heal. Ryoshu's going to keep the team alive. Even if it's just a little bit. And hey, sometimes, you know, you're in Heart of Mirror Dungeon, you're using Egos. Every little bit of SP counts. And if she's able to get SP back to someone who needs it because they used an Ego last turn, that's just insanely good. But what is let's get serious now. What's the serious Skullbuster in comparison? On use, consumes all red eyes and penitence on self. Gain coin power for every X red eyes, and gain base power for every X penitence consumed. After attack, lose SP and gain only ashes remain next turn. Oh my lord. On the first hit, inflict bleed equal to red eyes consumed minus X, so that's a huge bleed proc on that. And then third hit, deal more damage for every red eyes and penitence consumed. On hit, heal self and one ally for the lowest HP percentage by penitence over X% of each unit's max HP. Heal X%. Oh, heal X additional ally for every Y highest resonance. So she can make it a team-wide heal. And that's the same for the SP. I just glanced at it. Holy smokes. She's a team-wide heal and SP gain. That's crazy strong. Holy smokes. Ryoshu might be one of the best plug and play IDs out there, because what team doesn't want healing and SP healing? Like, remember when people would run I mean, people still do, but you run the Gripping Faust just to have the SP heal. That's all she's there for. I mean she's good, but like, you only care about the healing if you're throwing her in a team that doesn't really like do anything specific, or if you're throwing her in your sinking team or whatever, it's not because you really want to have her, it's because you want the whistle. You want that SP heal because it's so strong and so good to have, and Ryoshu's just going to be doing that. So Ryoshu's going to be the new plug and play team-wide SP and HP heal, depending on your resonance, of course. But my god, that's so good. And then, in addition to all of that, inflict bind and attack power down next turn, and also adding on really strong debuffs. Look at that. What a beautiful ID. I already love it. We have a counter skill. 2 coins. Mealtime, bedtime, same. First hit. On hit, gain red eyes. At less than X red eyes, gain additional red eyes. And second hit, gain penitence. And at less than X penitence, gain additional penitence. Okay, so this might actually be a really good soft reset. Say, you know, you've used Serious Skullbuster, or your normal Skullbuster, and you lost that SP, and if you use the skill 3, you lost all of your red eyes and penitence. Well, this will help you build it back a bit. And if you're lower, it gives you more. So it looks like you want to follow that Serious Skullbuster with a counter. Seems pretty good. Besides that, the passive is Ego Assimilation. When gaining charge count? What? Charge count? When gaining charge count, gain red eyes or penitence instead. Red eyes and penitence are unaffected by charge potency. So you want to run this in charge teams? I mean, sure. But, like, okay. So, I mean, of course, W Corp Ryoshu is one of the strongest charge IDs. If you're gonna replace your W Corp Ryoshu with Eyes and Penitence, it's gotta be crazy good. Like, insanely strong. Because W Corp Ryoshu's already crazy. You know how crazy she is if you've used her. But, wow, that totally just threw off my jam. I was not expecting to see charge anywhere on this kit. But we're not done yet. We have another passive. That's Spiderhead and Skullface. When hitting an enemy with a coin that gains red eyes, deals plus red eyes over X% more damage. If this unit's speed is faster than the target's by X or more, deal additional plus red eyes over X% more damage. If the target has bleed, gain red eyes. So many red eyes. And then when hitting an enemy with a coin that gains penitence, deal plus penitence over X% more damage. If the target's SP is lower than this unit's, deal an additional penitence over X% more damage. Targets without SP, their SP counts as 0. And at X plus SP, gain penitence. When hit by an enemy, also gain penitence. Okay. Red Eyes and Penitence is going to stack up so much, so quickly. Like, oh, like it's going to be so easy to get your stacks maxed out or whatever their cap is, or close to, especially if you're running them in a charge comp with things that, like Ego gifts that give them charge passively, or maybe you have Telepult Dawn giving the whole team charge. Like, this ID has potential to be insane. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what people can manage with her. I want to see that max stacked Serious Skullbuster and that team-wide heal and SP heal. See, like, this ID, it just screams plug and play. Put it anywhere, it'll just work. Sure, it gets more benefit if the target has bleed, but still, you can do that yourself. And then, of course, we must not forget our support passive. At combat start, one ally with the lowest SP percentage heals HP, and one ally with the least SP heals SP. Okay, one of the best, if not the best support passive in the game, is a HP heal and an SP heal. That's just top tier. What else am I going to add? That's just insanely good. And then, by the way, there's more. Red Eyes. Base skill coin effects inflict more bleed. Unique charge. Fixed potency. So Red Eyes is a unique charge. And penitences. I just glanced at it. So weird. Resources used by certain skills for additional effects enhances the buff stage value based on... Oh, cool. So you have Red Eyes Alert, and Red Eyes Devouring, which is probably when you want to proc that Serious Skullbuster. The amount of additional bleed inflicted by the first line of this buff is increased based on the buff enhancement stage. So, more bleed inflicted too. And Penitence. Same as before, but this time it is heal SP on hit with base skill coins that gain Penitence. Unique charge of fixed potency. Current start, gain Penitence % of max HP as a shield. Resource used by certain skills for additional effects. Enhances the buff stages based on value of Penitence, Penance Periphery, and Penitence Confession. Love that. Amount of SP healed by the first line of this buff increases based on the buff enhancement stage. I am going to try this in my charge team. I'm so curious to see how this scales and how it actually performs. It's so weird. I love it. I love it when Project Moon gets weird with their IDs. Yeah, make a charge ID that behaves like insanely differently to all the other charge IDs. That's also a bleed ID, just cuz. I love it. And then only ashes remain, which, remember, is what you get when you use the Serious Skullbuster, and it's after the attack. You lose SP and gain only ashes remain. Cannot hold Red Eyes and Penitence. When gaining Red Eyes with base skill effects, heal self and one ally with the lowest HP percentage by Red Eyes gained % of this unit's max HP. When gaining Penitence with base skill effects, heal self and one ally The least SP by penitence gained over X SP. Turn end, this effect expires. She's a support character. Doing support things. Keeping herself topped up on SP and HP. I shiver to think of what they will do when they actually introduce the Red Mist or any, like, Star of the City level ID into the game. Jeez. Alright, and then before we finish up here, we have Solemn Lament Gregor. Was not expecting that. But, really cool. I mean, I love Solemn Lament, so happy to see it. It's a he ID. 3 coins on it. Blunt, damage, gloom. When this skill flips coins, each coin flips against a random enemy among its targets. Oh, yeah, that's great. Randomly targeted. The first coin always targets the main target. All on-hit effects and all damage dealt by each coin are inflicted only against random targets each coin selected. When inflicting butterfly with the skill effects, chance to flip heads %, chance to inflict the departed. Yeah, okay. If this unit did not inflict the departed, inflict the living instead. Yep. So if you're not inflicting potency, you're inflicting count. If you're not inflicting count, you're inflicting potency. And then after the attack, you're healing number of coin 3 hits times X SP, so it heals SP for yourself. That's amazing. And then on the first hit, the second hit, and the third hit, you'll inflict butterfly. One on that third hit, you're losing SP, and at 0+ SP, reuse this coin. Oh my god. Oh my god. If there's not a cap on this, you're gonna, it's just Solemn Lament from Ruina. It's ding, 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 ding. You're dead. The enemies are all dead. They're all dead. Yeah. Staggered, dead, doesn't matter. They're gone. You're gonna roll like 8 coins. Something crazy. That's so awesome. So you just line this up, and yeah, it's gonna hit the main target. As long as you've got SP, just keep hitting everything on the screen. Except yourselves, of course. That's so cool. I love that. Then we also have the Corrosion. It's a single coin now. Targets randomly. In skills, if the target has less than 0 SP, deal more damage the further the SP value is from 0. That's really good with sinking. Against targets without SP, deal more damage for every X sinking on the target. Again, just killing off of a sinking and low SP. Enemy kill, heal SP. Really nice. And then on one hit, inflict butterfly the living, inflict butterfly the departed, inflict sinking count. And if the target has X% minus SP, inflict gloom damage equal to all butterfly values on the target. All equals the sum of both the living and the departed. Oh my lord. So Gregor and Yi Sang are just bros, and they're just ramping up each other. And then you hit that Solemn Lament, and then the thing just dies. Oh man, I am so... Man, sinking is the meta. Sinking is so insanely strong right now, and it's only getting stronger. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, we already saw what happened with Charge and how crazy strong Charge is, but now sinking is just like doubling its strength almost in 2 patches or something. It's just wild, just wild. I'm really happy though. I think that every single, debuff in the game should have a top tier team attached to it. No matter what you want to run, if you want to run Charge, if you want to run Bleed, if you want to run Sinking, you should have an amazing, super strong, really fun team to rock with that. And yeah, definitely some debuffs still need that. So hopefully those debuffs get to see their super strong teams one day and be able to face roll everything. But till then, I just hope we get more sick IDs like this. E.G.O passive, by the way, at turn end, if this unit has a negative effect, gain attack power up next turn. Oh, it's just like Ruina. It's that one passive. If you have a debuff, you get attack power up. And when attacking the targets that are either in panic or in ego corrosion, deal more damage. Interesting. Yeah. So just lots of modifiers on targets being at lower 0 SP. You're just gonna keep hammering them. Man. This Fungus Noct is awesome. Might be my favorite. I know that's crazy, especially if people have gotten thus far, but Solemn Lament was one of my favorite abnormalities, just overall. I mean, Der Franken, whatever his name is also super dope, and Outis is amazing. Love Outis. But I gotta put Solemn Lament a little bit higher. Oh man, I need a drink of water. I need to go hydrate. Oh. But that brings us to the conclusion of today's video. Thank you so much for staying with me. I really hope you enjoyed. I had a great time breaking all this down. And I am so ready for Walpurgis Noct. May your pulls be successful, and may the lunacy be bountiful. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye. Don't forget, you're going to be hearing a lot of dings in the near future.